We are working overtime, baby. I just took a nap. I haven't eaten breakfast. I have been making videos all day, and I want to talk about Marner. Because there's been an idea floating around from certain Twitter accounts, not verified, not analysts, not writers or anything, but there has been an idea that has gained enough traction that I thought was so ridiculous that I wanted to make a video about it here. So our source, not so much of a source, but a tweet made by Hockey Insider, YRR, went out there and said that I'm being told the Columbus Blue Jackets will present a 7-year, $14.5 million AAV offer to Mitch Marner, and they could emerge as a frontrunner. Now, of course, none of this information comes from a source that we trust, but based off of what we have seen so far in regards to Mitch Marner, there was an article posted by Pierre LeBrun earlier 3 days ago that spoke out about how the Blue Jackets don't really seem to be too high up on Mitch Marner's list. But that's the thing, right? Money talks. Especially when it comes to Mitch Marner and the representation that he has, negotiating for him, advising him, seemingly making sure that the guy gets every single penny that he is capable of getting in every possible situation. If it's not San Jose going out there and offering a big dollar deal to Marner, could it be Columbus? The Blue Jackets heading over to their Cappedia page. I said Cappedia, old Puckpedia. The brain, it needs to wake up a little bit. No, Cap Friendly is Washington's now. The Blue Jackets have the second most cap space in the National Hockey League with $40.41 million to spend. They have some guys that do need contracts, and in fact, some of these guys might actually be a bit expensive. Dmitry Voronkov, I'm thinking, could probably fetch a decent amount. Same could be said about Ivan Provorov. But ultimately, $14.5 million is probably spendable for this Blue Jackets team in free agency, and if Marner ends up going to Columbus, I honestly do think it could be quite perfect here. We know that based off of the reputation that the guy has and based off of the negotiation status that we keep on hearing about, it doesn't really seem to me like Mitch Marner cares a lot about winning. I think it's a fair assumption to say that he would want to win. I think every hockey player wants to win. But how much are you willing to win? How much money are you willing to lose in order to win? Matt Duchene's willing to lose a lot of money. He took on a $4.5 million AAV contract extension with the Stars to stick around with that competitive team. How much money is Mitch Marner willing to lose to win? Doesn't seem like a lot. If he gets offered $14.5 million to become the highest paid player in the National Hockey League, more than Austin, more than Leon, more than everybody until Connor McDavid gets his extension for 26-27, if Marner gets that contract offer, then all of a sudden it's like, Columbus is a great hockey town. Columbus has a dedicated fan base. Columbus can attract free agents. If they get Marner and Johnny Gaudreau in the span of a few years, watch out, folks. I think we might actually have to start paying attention to Columbus as one of these underrated free agent destinations. For what it's worth, a lot of Blue Jackets fans responded to this Marner $14.5 million thing, and the majority of them seem to be on board. Like, hey, we got nothing to lose. Why not get this guy? Adam Fantilli and Mitch Marner together. Sean Monahan, Marchenko, and Voronkov together. That's a stacked top six if I've seen a top six. And I think the Blue Jackets would probably still have some money to spend afterwards, which is quite ridiculous. I guess the biggest question here is as well, aside from how much money is Marner willing to lose to win, it's how much money is Marner willing to lose long-term to win short-term. To win year by year. To get as much money as he can as the cap rises up to 110, 120, 100 whatever million dollars every single year. If Marner signs a $12 million 2-year deal, and then in free agency in 2 years he signs a $14 million 2-year deal, and then he signs a $16 million 2-year deal, he just keeps on going up and up and up and up and up. changes teams, changes whatever. This guy could be the ultimate definition of a hockey okay, I'm not going to use that word. Maybe that's the wrong word and phrasing to use in 2025. But he could be a high-end, coveted free agent, NBA style. Every few years he switches teams, and every few years he gets a pay raise. The cap is going to go up, and I think Marner is realistically going to stay in this level range of talent over the next few years. Like, he's going to be a 90, 100-point playmaker who's got really good mobility and he can penalty kill. That's valuable. He can get a lot of money. He scored 100 points this season. But if it's Columbus stepping in there and saying, hey, Mitch, let's cut the BS. Sign with us 14.5. We'll give you 7 years. How about it? I honestly don't think it's too unreasonable. And I think that's why a lot of Columbus folks are going out there and actually entertaining this discussion in a level-headed way. Even though the Twitter account that it's from isn't really like Elliot Friedman or something, I did want to entertain this idea because if there was a team or two that could just swoop in with an ultimate big money, big term deal, it's Columbus and San Jose. Like, we had spoken about this in the last video, but what if San Jose decides to do the entire song and dance? What if San Jose decides to do that with Brock Besser and Marner and Marchand? Like, they could do all of the alliteration names. Mitch Marner, Brock Besser. Okay, that's great. They should have signed Charlie Coyle too. Get your ABCs in there. Andreas Athanasiou, Brock Besser, Charlie Coyle, Dylan DeMello, Emerson Edom. And then I am stuck on an F. Is there any F alliteration names? No, I don't know. But aside from the memes, I think the San Jose Sharks could make a pretty big impact if they just told Mitch, hey, we'll give you $15 million, and then we'll get Besser, and we'll give him $8 million by 7 years. We'll give him the term that he wants. Then all of a sudden it becomes a lot easier for any of these players to think about a team like San Jose to go there. And honestly, I think even Columbus is an attractive team now. The fans are going nuts. They just had a really great season. Sean Monahan, Marchenko, and Voronkov were studs. Adam Fantilli, Kent Johnson, Igor Chinikov, you still have a lot of talent that is growing and getting better. What more than a Mitch Marner to go out there and start feeding them passes every few games? That sounds like a really good idea, in my opinion at least. And even if it is 14.5, Columbus can afford it. I mean, they just lost Patrick Laine. They got rid of him and his $8.7 million AAV deal. And Johnny Gaudreau already proved that paving the way to Columbus is not actually unrealistic. So with all this in mind, I want you to let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. What do you think about the idea of Mitch Marner heading over to CBJ for a huge $14.5 million AAV contract? Is this realistic? Is this possible? He's not seemingly interested in Columbus at the moment, but if they were to kind of dangle a little bit of money in front of his face, it does seem like that might actually be possible. So let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. I hope you enjoyed this video. And bye.